Hi, Don. What brings you in today?
Uh, just to talk about some of my addiction problems.
Okay, and so do you want to tell me more about that?
I just seem to have a lot of stress and the normal everyday grind of going to work of a never-ending job, and seems like a little bit of alcohol always seems to help out a little bit, but sleep and stress reliever.
Okay. So tell me more about your addiction because you already described that you have an addiction. So tell me more what that is like for you.
Just that it seems to me like it just helps, copes basically, kind of helps you get back up and go to work the next day.
So how often are you drinking
At least a little bit every day.
every day? So is a little bit like just a glass of wine before bed, or is it a bottle of wine?
Maybe a few glasses or so of whiskey or something like that.
Okay. How do you feel if you wouldn't drink? How would that affect you if you wouldn't?
I kind of feel like I missed something that day. Like there was something odd missing.
Have you ever had counseling or treatment for your addiction before?
No.
Okay. So, has anyone told you that you have an addiction, or is this just something that you believe is true of yourself?
No, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, common sense will tell you that, you shouldn't be doing it.
Okay. So, what I'm hearing is that you really haven't had anyone tell you that you have an addiction, but you feel like you need that to cope of the evenings to get through the day, to have a couple glasses of whiskey or so to get through. Have you tried to go to meetings about this, like AA or no? So what's your home life like? What's a typical day like to be you?
Just the normal get home, go to bed, get back up, do the same thing over and over every day type of thing. It just seems like it's just same thing every day.
Has there been anything new in your life that would cause you to feel like you need to drink more than what you had been?
No, not really. I don't think so. I mean, it's just that it's just maybe it takes a little more over time. It seems like to get that feeling, or some days it don't.
What are some things that might have helped you in the past get through some of these tough times rather than drinking? Do you ever remember a point that you haven't had to have alcohol in your life to get through coping through day to day work?
I'd probably say, being able to get out and do more.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, as you get older, your people, friends, and stuff don't
Mm-hmm.
go out as much or do as much, and seems like you're stuck at home more, and uh, just the price of doing anything is more expensive. So, I mean, it ain't like you can't go out and do much.
Sure. So, we do cycle through life, and people do change, and changes do happen. So it sounds like you may be having some trouble with those changes. Is there, do you have time in your daily routine that you could um, make changes that are for you that breaks up that grind?
Not too much. I mean, with the kids and you know, getting them to do their things and stuff like that, and just everyday life. It's just there is no time.
Um, would you be interested in doing some like meetings, or do you have someone that you can talk to that would be a confidant in your personal world?
I might have a few family, that'd probably be good to talk to. But I wouldn't mind, maybe seeking some help. You never hurts to have a new outlook on things, different view.
So, tell me about your relationships with your family that you would be willing to talk with. Are they good relationships? Do you feel like you can trust them um, with your conversations?
Maybe a couple, but it's just, it most people already know you drink. It's just nothing, I mean, it's something you don't, I mean, can't hide too much.
Mhm. Do you feel like the drinking is causing you problems in your relationships?
Probably. I mean, you can be irritable or, afterwards when you eat hungover
Mhm.
or that can be the thing highlight of your day instead of other things.
Okay. So, do you feel like that's hard for your family?
I can see it being hard on them. I can see it being a distraction or causing problems.
Yeah. And are you married?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you feel that does your wife perceive this? Do you get along or?
Get along some days. I mean, as long as I am probably not too drunk or acting too out of whack or wild or, being angry or acting stupid or
So you tell me there's some days that you get angry and you act stupid. What does that look like?
it could just be just mad over something simple, you know, something not picked up, or say maybe something not food not tasting right, or not what I was really wanting, or just something small. That's all it usually can take.
Okay. So something small may cause you to
Yeah,
have an outburst
yeah.
of anger. Okay. How do you react when you're angry?
I can raise my voice, or and say things I probably shouldn't say, but I mean that's just it shouldn't be. It gets you. I don't know, people, it shouldn't yell and say things like that that, could hurt someone's feelings or, you know.
Mhm. How does your wife respond when this happens?
She gets upset and angry at herself, 'cause she start yelling back or, we can go into our whole ignore each other stage for, a few days on end,
Sure.
not have anything to contact.
So is there any violence when this happens?
No,
Does it get abusive
mm,
or aggressive? Okay.
no.
Okay, that's good. So it sounds like we have some things that we can work on. You've mentioned, you have some anxiety and some trouble coping. Do you believe that that leads you to the drinking mostly?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it helps it ignore the anxiety or get away from the feeling of being depressed or down.
So for anxiety and depression, there's some coping skills that are very helpful that may help you not have the urge maybe so much. Have you tried going to like the gym or maybe working out in the garage or, just 15-10 minutes a day to yourself that would be able to help relieve some of that tension you're feeling?
Yeah, it'd be something good to do. I mean, I think everybody deserves to have that alone time to help get your thoughts intact and get away from everything.
What time of day do you think that would be good for you to do that?
I'd say probably in the evenings.
In the evening. So you would be able to give yourself 10-15 minutes
Yeah,
of the evening to do that. So let's try to make that a goal for this week is to have you set some time to yourself. 10-15 minutes. I don't think it has to be an all day affair. Just something that you can set aside to yourself. Maybe when you would normally be drinking, maybe that would be a good time to implement that, to kind of change that habit of wanting that at that time. And maybe, like you said, use the gym to get out some of those frustrations. Another piece of homework I would like for you to try is to look in your area for meetings to the NA, because sometimes working with our peers and hearing them talk about some of the things that you're going through, you can relate with that, and get that support of a sober person that's done what you've done. Um, Oftentimes members will get sponsors. It's kind of like their personal friend that does things with them that are sober living and can relate to the things that you're going through. Does that sound okay to
Yeah.
you? Would you like to come back and talk with me again, like next week, and report to see how things went and we can
Yeah.
make changes? Okay. I think that sounds like a plan. So, I'll look forward to seeing you next week.